Hey, scrappy people. It's Tracy Reed here today with another edition of the Sid and Hermie Adventures in my December Daily Traveler's Notebook pocket page fun little album. And today I'm doing days, oh my goodness, 9 and 10? Yes, so 9 and 10. This is where things really started turning bad for Hermie and Sid, and on day 9, Hermie was Dutch ovened by Sid. And if you don't know what that means, my 6-year-old has figured out what Dutch ovening means, and he thinks it's the most hilarious thing on the planet. So it was a perfect little adventure for him. It means when you fart under the covers and then cover up whoever's in bed with you, cover up their head so they have to smell it. Yes, it is crass and it is crude, and I have boys and you'll have to bear with me. Anyway, so that happened on day 9. So day 10, Hermie tried to send Sid back to the North Pole because obviously he's broken. So for this one, I decided to take the photo of day 9 and put it in the pocket. And I am going to use my fuse tool, and I'm going to create a sequin pocket. And so in order to have something on the other side, I put down that red star paper and a card that says Dear Santa, and I'm decorating that card now. I don't need to put journaling on it because I printed out my journaling on printer paper, and I used journaling strips for this album. And as I was working on today's spreads, I realized that I didn't put the journaling on yesterday's spreads. So what the heck, man? I don't know. I think I'm not going to go back and add it. I think we'll survive without it, but my goodness, what was I thinking? Anyway, so now I am finishing up putting on the little title here. Holiday Wish. Dear Santa, the holiday wish, and then it has a naughty and nice sticker on the bottom. And I thought it was pretty funny since he's trying to send Santa back to the North Pole, or send Sid back to Santa at the North Pole, that we'd have some Dear Santa stuff going on there. So now I am repositioning this photo, and I'm ready to use my fuse tool. I do leave the side pockets open. Hopefully over time some of the sequins will move along the sides of the card photo mixture, but if it doesn't, no big deal. I'm going to put some at the top as well. So I'm just making sure it's straight, and then really simple, just running my fuse tool along the edge of the photo so that it doesn't move around in the pocket. Trying not to go past the edges of the photo so that there will be an opening for the sequins if they do manage to make their way down the sides. Making sure nothing's going to fall out. And then I put more sequins at the top. So this is a double-edged sword, I guess. Double-edged happy sword. So I get sequins on both sides of this spread. And I kill 2 birds with 1 stone because this is all done, this side and the next side. So now I just have to use the regular paper sides and finish up the story. And since I only have 1 photo for each of these stories, I'm going to keep the other sides pretty simple. And first I'm going to work on this side, and I'm just going to add a journaling card, and it says, "Together is the best," I believe. Let me look. Yeah, "Together is the best," which I found adorably ironic. So I'm not going to add the journaling to this journal card. So I'm trying to figure out a way to cover up this journaling area. So I'm going to use this paper strip, and I'm going to put that underneath "Together is the best." And then I'm going to put the journal strip on top of that with my computer printed journaling. Sorry, it's a little bit off camera. I was rearranging my furniture last night and I did not realize that I had moved the desk a little bit too low, so I'm a little off camera here, but you're not missing anything except for me adhering things down. There we go. So I'm gonna then layer this 9. And then I'm looking for word strips to add to it. I add one that says snuggle up, and then another that says brr. It has been rather cold here lately, especially at night. It's getting down into the low 20s, which we are not used to, so I thought that that would be appropriate. So I'm getting out some washi tape that I'm just going to stick underneath the journaling strip, and then I have this sweater here and the little hat I'm going to add to the top. Perfect. Then I'm going to cut some of this washi tape in half, and I'm going to layer it at the top and the bottom of the card as well. Pretty simple. I do come back and add a little bit more washi when I'm done with the next page, but I'm going to move ahead for now. So now I have this photo of Hermie trying to mail back Sid, and I'm going to mat it on a journaling card. And I'm trying not to use too much paper. We're getting to the point here where this album, just like all of my traveler's notebooks, is getting rather full. And so I'm trying to limit the amount of paper and layers that I'm sticking into this album at this point, without sacrificing having fun and adding lots of things to look at. So I'm just going to use a journaling card to mat the photo instead of a whole piece of paper. And then I have this 10 here, and I'm going to put it at the top. And then I look through my stickers again, and I'm looking for something that has to do with Santa. And I found this one that says, be filled with hope, which I thought was funny. Hermie's hope that Sid would be retrained. And then I find this Dear Santa, which is perfect. But I have to move the journaling or the word strip in order to put it where I want it. So I put the word strip aside for a second while I look through the rest of the stickers. But I don't use any more. Just making sure that nothing would match. So I put this word strip up at the top here. So now the bottom of the spread is looking a little bit light, and I still have these journaling strips to put on here. So I'm going to use this red paper that I use to back the card with. I'm going to use it at the bottom of the page to mat the journaling blocks. And trying to measure exactly 4 1/4 inches. I get it a little bit too big, so I have to trim it once I put it on the page. Trying to use exact proportions of this paper because I am ending up using it a lot in this album, and so apparently I really like it. So I want to make sure I don't waste any of it. There we go. Now I can put my journaling strips down. And then I decide that it looks a little like too separated, not like a cohesive spread. So I'm going to put some washi to sort of bridge the gap between the top and the bottom clusters. So some of my favorite black and white striped washi, because there's a lot of black on this side. And then I'm also going to add this snowflake washi from my winter collection for Simple Stories a few years ago. And then this Winter Fun die cut from the Hip Kit Club. And I think I'm good. Adhere it down. And then I'm going to go back to the other side of the spread. And I'm going to add some of that black and white washi there too. And I'm going to add it right at the bottom of the cluster. And then put the blue washi that I had to pull off. I'm going to put it over the top. So if you enjoyed this layout, if you're enjoying Hermie and Sid's adventures, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Thank you.